Hello, hello, hello. How you doing out there, brothers? How you doing out there, sisters? Come on in and get some of this content tonight as we are about to approach the over the hump day of the week. Come on in, come on in, come on in. I hope that you all are doing well, fantastic, blessed. I can tell you about me, my brother and sister. I am blessed. I'm highly blessed. How you doing, Sister Shira? As a matter of fact, my brother and sister, I'm feeling excellent. I'm feeling blessed with a twist of serenity. That's how I'm feeling, and that's how I'm doing today. And I hope that you all are doing well, my brothers. I hope that you all are doing well, my sisters. Come on in and get some of this content. I got some good stuff for you tonight. So come on in. And if some of you all can see the topic, if you can't see the topic, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to talk about shortly. We're going to give a few more people opportunity to come in. Then we're going to jump into the content for the night. And you going to enjoy. How you doing, Sister Flo Harvey Martin? Come on in, brothers. Come on in, sister. We're about to get to it shortly. Come on in. I've got a few more seconds. I hope that you all enjoy this continued music by my boy Genesis. He be kicking it. He be getting us fired up to get it ready for this broadcast. So come on in, my brothers and sisters out there. Come on. Let's get it. All right, my brothers and sisters out there, how are you all doing this beautiful evening? I hope that you all are doing well. That's what I'm hoping. I hope you all are doing fantastic. Guess what? For those of you that do not know of me, let me introduce myself. But before I introduce myself, go ahead and get you a bag of popcorn and soda, courtesy of Sister Flo Harvey Martin. Go ahead and get that bag of popcorn soda. Come on up closer so you can get this content. I want you to come up closer. We got a few seats at the front so you can relax and enjoy this broadcast this evening. Now, as I was saying, my name is Tony M. Toomer. For those of you that this may be your first time looking at the broadcast, and I talk about relationships, my brothers and sisters. And when I talk about relationships, I talk about relationships pertaining to a man and a woman, basically from a biblical perspective. When I say biblical perspective, I strongly believe in that type of unity. God created and he endorsed the relationship between a man and woman. Example, when you go back to the book of Genesis, God created the man first, then he created the woman. He had a unique relationship with both of them, and he brought them together. He did not start this world off with two men. He did not start this world off with two women. He started the world off with a man and a woman. How you doing, Auntie Davis? And how you doing, Sister Keisha? So that's how God started a relationship between man and a woman. If you believe in anything else, my brother and sister, by all means, you can believe whatever you choose to believe. But I want you to stay here and get some of this content tonight. It's very important. And also go ahead and get you a bag of popcorn and soda. We got plenty of it tonight. With that said, the topic for tonight, should a man take care of a woman? And if he does, what type and why? How you doing, Sister Twyla? Again, tonight's topic, should a man take care of a woman? And if he does, what type and why? I know some of you saying, well, okay, what are we going to talk about tonight? Where he's coming from tonight? It's the question, should a man take care of a woman, not women, plural? And if he does, if the man choose to, what type of woman should he take care of if he choose to? And if he choose a certain type of woman, why should he do it? Now, as it is written in Matthew 22, for many are invited, but few are chosen. Many are invited, but few are chosen. Remember that as I talk. Many are invited, but few are chosen. When it comes to a relationship, my brother and sister, Sister Keisha said his wife and homemaker. Good point, Sister Keisha. when that comes to the topic, should a man care for a woman, and if he does, and what type and why, there are so many opinions out there on this topic from women and men. Many topics out there. It could be controversial, and then again, it really doesn't have to be controversial if you know what the real deal is when it comes strictly between a woman and a man, whether it's men plural or women plural or a man and a woman. As I have stated in some of my earlier broadcasts, and some of you have heard me, and I have beat it. But like I have mentioned in several broadcasts, that a man should know in a very short or little period of time whether a woman is wife and non-wife material. And when a man spends time with a woman, a little time with a woman, let me tell you what this man is going to do. This man is going to do a mental projection as far as where this woman is going to be in his life. So my sister, let me tell you this. And some brothers might not even realize that they're doing this. But when a man come upon you or approach you, this man is going to do a mental projection. What do I mean a post? I mean from the point when he meets you at the present tense, he's going to do a projection into the future where he see you at in his life. If he does see you in his life. Now, there are a certain type of women that have the Proverbs 31 character. And then there are some that do not. Remember what I said? Many are invited, but few are chosen. When you look at this world in general, there are only a few Proverbs 31 women. They're not perfect. They're not perfect. They have errors. They could fall on their face like there are no perfect men, but there are only a few Proverbs 31 women in the world. Majority of the women in this world are not Proverbs 31 women. As a matter of fact, in this world, men of purpose, they're not many. It's a selective few. Many are called, few are chosen. Many are invited, but few are chosen. Now, when a man comes to the reality of the situation, whether this woman is a Proverbs 31 woman or if she's not a Proverbs 31 woman, the man this is how men approach you, sister. It's about 4 tiers how men approach you. You need to listen up how we mostly do it. We mostly, and I have beat this down before, we mostly look at how you present yourself. How you doing, Sister Jan? How you present yourself. Basically, how you address. Because men are visual, okay? And after we look at how you dress, the second thing that comes before us is how you think. But we don't know how you think behind the dress, how you dress, okay? But when we find out how you think, it comes to when you start talking. And so after you start talking, then the man look at your behavior. So basically it is like the man, he looks at you, how you present yourself, because if this man got you as a projection to his future, he's looking at you from an exterior standpoint, seeing whether or not you can represent him if he decides to have you in the future, okay? Then he interested in seeing how you think. Because how you think, that's the word's going to come out of your mouth, okay? And then he's going to watch how you behave. And this tells a man a lot about a woman within a short period of time. Now, sisters, women, a woman must keep this in mind, especially when there's a man of purpose that does the selection. Keisha said, need to charge headset, brother. I'm finna watching later. Good night, brother. Okay. Now, a woman must keep this in mind. When there is a man of purpose, this is a key thing, a man of purpose. When a man of purpose approach a woman, let me tell you what it really is, my sister, and let me tell you, my brother, if those of you that are not men of purpose, if you don't know who you is, why are you here and where you're going, you're not a man of purpose. Men are perfectly basically spiritual driven men. Men that have flaws, okay, they're not perfect, but they're spiritual driven men. These men, sister, they do the selection of the woman that they want to be in their life, not women. They do the selection. And the only thing you do, sister, really, when a man is approaching you, you don't do but one or two things. You accept or you reject the offer. Sister, you don't select the man. Don't ever get it twisted. When it comes to a man that finds for wife, finds for good thing, they show you that the man is being the initiator. So when a man approach a woman, sister, you are being selected. And the only thing about it, once this man select you, is the ball is per se back in your court. You either going to accept his invitation, offer, or you're going to reject it. Those are the only two things you sisters do. You don't do no more. I know some of you may think you're doing a whole bunch, and some of your brothers may think you doing the accepting, rejection. You don't do no accepting and rejection. You decide before you approach that woman. You select that woman for whatever reason in your mind, whether it's positive or negative. You doing the selection, and on the back end, that woman, she gonna either say or she might give you interest. Okay, now, for example, let's break this down into example how it normally be. For example, let's do it this way. We're going to do it two ways, okay? How men mostly do the selection, okay? I'm going to come to you two ways. First of all, I'm going to use the analogy of a football team. I'm going to use the analogy of a football team. Now, let's say that the man is the coach or the GM of the football team of an NFL football team. As a matter of fact, it's about to soon start, and I love some football. Again, let's say that the man represents the organization, and he represents this franchise, and he's the GM/coach, okay? And the woman, sister, you are the potential draft pick. Okay, let's do it from that point of view. You are the potential draft pick. Now, there are basically 10 steps when a person gets selected for an NFL football team. But I'm using this parallel a lot how men do it. So stay with me. I'm going to, if you can't get it this way, I'm going to go another route, okay? Now, number one, there is the scouting period. There is the scouting period where there is interest. When a GM or a coach go out to these different colleges and stuff, they are scouting for a potential person to be on their teams. That's how a man do it. He's looking for a potential woman to be on his team. Now, there will be several teams that are interested in the draft pick. What do I mean by that? Sister, there are going to be several men that show some type of interest to you. You would possibly visit 7 NFL facilities, which means, sister, you may go on several dates, okay? And you may go on several dates so you can check out what's going on. So you can get some type of insight onto whether a person, whether a team is interested in you as far as being on the team. Number 2, you will get what is called an invite to the compound. This is where a potential coach or GM already know your skills, because the man in general, he have checked you out. He have checked out different levels of your skill, but he still do not know you yet. So you get an invite. An invite can be like going out to dinner or something like that, okay? You get an invite to come along. Third, the potential draft pick decides to try out for the skill test. So once this man decides to take you out, at this point, you're going to accept or reject the invite. Let's say that you accept the invite, which goes to after you go through the skill test on the compound or the skill test when you on a date. That's when the interview session starts. So let me tell you this, my brother and sister. Me and know it, and some of your sisters know it. when teams pick potential people to be on their team, they just don't go by how fast they are or how strong they are. They don't do that. Those are skills. But it comes a time when they want to talk to the person to see how that person thinks. Okay? As a matter of fact, I have told you all this story several times, and you all know what I'm talking about. Oh, Auntie, if you don't know this, this is what I did for your niece, okay? This is what I did for your niece, Auntie. When I met her, I told her, I said, you look good. And she had a few skills. But I said, I have to know how you think. That's an example of how football teams do. They see the skill level. They may be fast, strong, and all that kind of stuff, and can jump. But we got to see how you think. Because you may have all that skill, but you might not be able to fit on this particular team. After that, you're going to be invited to the draft room. What is the draft room? The ones that have potential to make the team. You go there to get your name called. You want to be one of the number one draft pick on the team. So, sister, the man looking for the number one draft pick to fit his team. And when he select that particular player to be on his team, everyone going to get that team jersey. This is what it means, sister. When a man decides to get you, you buying into that man's leadership as far as the playbook. You're going to get that you're going to get the jersey or the team, represent the team, and you're going to be identified with the team. So, sister, when a man select you, you're going to be identified with that man. Okay? Your name is called. You happy. He's happy. But it still don't stop there yet. You waiting for your name to get called. And when your name get called, people going to hug you and all that kind of stuff. This represents probably the engagement moving towards the marriage part, okay? Everybody going to be happy. You know, when you get those rings and stuff, this is when your name called. Then you get your jersey that represents the team when you're called. And after you get selected and everybody hug you and everything, now it goes to a different level. You go to the team facility and meet the staff. This is an example of you going to meet that man's family and friends. He's going to introduce you to his world. Okay? That's what it means. Then it comes down to the negotiation of the contract. Even though the player that went through scouting, the invite to the combine, the potential draft pick, the interview, waiting for that invite, waiting the name to be called, getting that jersey to represent the team. You going to the facility, that means the man's where that man stay and where his people stay, his friends and stuff. And then it comes down to negotiating the terms of the contract. This is when you sit down and you talk about, I'm offering you this. And then this is what the team does, the GM and the coach. They talk to, even though they drafted the person, they said, look, this is what I present to you. Do you agree to the terms of this contract? And the player reads over and say, I agree to some of it, but I might want something else out of this. This is what happens when a man and woman decide that they're going to be one. You have negotiation from the man part, and you have negotiation from the woman part. And if everything is in agreement, there might be some altercations in the there might be some alteration in the contract. But once all the changes take place in it, because the first thing that offer, it might not be what both sides want, but both sides supposed to come to a mutual agreement. Then that's when the contract is signed. When the contract is signed, you, sister, are the face of the team. That's just like when a quarterback gets drafted to a team, he becomes the face of the team. For example, Tampa Bay, my team. Who is the face of the team? Everybody know that Tom Brady. I know a lot of you all don't like Tom Brady, especially my cousin Greg, if we're looking at it. Tom Brady is the face of the football team. And that's why a woman, she would be the face of the relationship. Okay? She's the face of the relationship. Now, a real good example, or should a man take care of a woman, is found in God's word. Let us allow the Lord to answer this question. How you doing, Sister Deborah Scott? Now, I gave you something from a secular standpoint using a football illustration, but now I'm going to show you something from God's word. Should a man take care of a woman? And if he does, what type and why? Keep that in mind. Should a man take care of a woman? And I have touched on this particular story before, but I have modified a few things, okay? And this is from God's word. When a man decides whether or not he's going to take care of a woman, and if the man does take care of the woman, when does he start one, and why does he do it? Okay, we're about to answer this question shortly from God's own word. This is documented. Now, we're going to all go to the familiar story, the Ruth and Boaz story, which is a very fascinating and romantic story that shows how quickly Boaz knew that Ruth was wife material. It's documented that it did not take him a long period of time to decide that this woman, that he was in the mindset of taking care of this woman. She was a specific type of woman, and why did he do it? Now, number one, Boaz was a godly man. That's first and foremost. He was a godly man. He believed in the Lord God Almighty. Number two, Ruth was a godly woman. She believed in the Lord God Almighty. This before they met one another, okay? Both of them had something in common. They had something major in common. Both of them believed in God. Number three, Boaz talked to the heart of Ruth because she's emotional, like all women emotional. He talked to the heart of Ruth. As it is written in Ruth 2:8, my daughter, listen to me. Don't go gleaning in another field and don't go away from here. He made a decision that once he put his eyes on Ruth, she was the one. And he actually talked to her. And he not only did he talk to her, he said, listen. He got her attention. He said, listen. That's what you a brother need to do. When you're ready for a woman, you said, look. You don't say, do you hear me? You said, listen. Or you could put a little Barry White vocal in. Listen. But going with the story. Now, after Boaz got Ruth to listen, Boaz was in protection and providing mode. He was in protection and providing mode after he got her attention to listen. Now, not only was he about his word, it's about his action. See, his words and action had to match. So she would be able to see it because Boaz had selected Ruth. You understand that? He selected Ruth. Now she was in a position she was going to have to accept or reject what Boaz was doing, from his talk game to what he was actually doing, so she could see it. And like I said, Boaz was in protection and provide mode. Ruth 2:9, when he said this, I have told the men not to lay a hand on you. That's protection mode. And whenever you are thirsty, go and drink from the water jars from the men had filled. So he was providing for her. He was already in protection mode, and he was already in providing mode, and they were not married yet. But she was seeing some characteristic of what this man was willing to do. Keep in mind, they were not married yet, okay? So, but he seen in her that she was wife material. He made his mind, and he put that mark on Ruth with his mind that she is the one. And next thing Boaz did, well, not only Boaz, this is what Ruth did. Ruth knew that Boaz looked at her as a wife. That's what Ruth got inside of. And she got this by the Spirit of the Lord that was in her. Ruth seen that Boaz looked at her as a wife material. And these three things Ruth knew that Boaz did not look at her as. Boaz did not look at Ruth as a cut buddy. You know, running through every now and then, 12, 1, and 2 o'clock in the morning, or every now and then I'll see you. She knew she was not going to be a cut buddy. Number two, Ruth knew that she was not going to be a girlfriend. somebody just said, this is my friend. She already knew that Boaz looked at her beyond the cut button of friend. Also, Ruth also knew that Boaz did not look at her just to live with him. No, he had other things in mind. So check this out, sister. 3 things that Ruth knew that Boaz was not looking for. A cut buddy. He was not looking for a cut buddy. He was not looking for a girlfriend. And he was not looking for a live-in. That's what Ruth knew. As it is written in Ruth 2:10, at this time she bowed down her face to the ground and she asked him, why have I found favor in your eyes that you notice me, a foreigner? So Ruth noticed not only Boaz's words, but Boaz's action. She knew within her heart that this man had his eye and heart on her, and he willfully pursued her. He did not run after her. Boaz made some aggressive move towards Ruth. And the only thing that she had to do is accept or reject what was going on. That's the only thing Ruth had to do, accept or reject. Now, Boaz, he invested quality time with Ruth, and he addressed her needs as is written in Ruth 2:14-16. Okay, he invested quality time. Not only was Ruth working and doing stuff, Boaz invited Ruth to come and have dinner. As it is written in Ruth 2:14-16, it said, at mealtime. This is dinner. Dinner. Ruth Chris and all that kind of stuff. Brother, you don't always take the woman to Crystal's and Burger King and Wendy's and stuff. No, take her somewhere like Ruth Chris or something like that. Now, and at mealtime, Boaz said to her, come over here. And I talk about, brother, let me put this out there. If this woman, you look at the woman wife material, okay, you got to step up your game. Now, back to what I was saying. At mealtime, Boaz said to her, come over here, have some bread and dip it in the vinegar, the wine vinegar. And when she sat down with the harvester, he offered her some roast grain. She ate all she wanted and some left over. As she got up to glean, Boaz gave orders to his men, let her gather among the sheaves and don't reprime her. So Boaz was making sure Ruth was good. And they weren't even married yet. He didn't owe that to her. Keep in mind, he didn't owe that to her, but he was showing this woman that, look, I need you in my life. Not I want you, I need you in my life. Even put some stall for her for the bundles and leave them for her to pick them up, and don't rebuke her, don't bother, let her do what she want to do. So Boaz had this woman in mind. So what is the conclusion? What am I saying? Back to the question, should a man take care of a woman? And if he does, what type and why? From God's point of view, and God put this story in the Bible, he inspired this to be written. So why did God do this? So what God is showing is this. If a man is interested in a woman, God set up the situation. He bring the woman to the man find a woman, and the man go to work. Remember when Adam seen Eve, before Eve said anything to Adam, Adam said, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, I should call a woman. So Adam kicked off the conversation. What did Boaz do? He kicked off the conversation with Ruth. He kicked off the conversation when he said, my daughter, listen to me. You understand? A leader, the head of the home, will take the initiative. Men don't wait. If you're a man, if you're a man of purpose, you don't wait for no woman to make the move. Today's men, they wait for women to run after them. Because some men think that they are the prize. And then you got this other side of it. You think some women think that they're the prize. It doesn't go by who the prize or who run after who. The structure and how it normally go, the man find the woman or the wife. And once the man find his wife, he identify his wife, he's going to do something like I showed you an example, like how a football team draft a player, or from a spiritual standpoint, how a man of purpose go and pursue a woman that he is interested in. You understand that? And with that said, my brother and sister, I'm about to get out of here. I'm not keeping you long tonight. I love you, my brothers. I love you, my sisters. So the answer to the question, should a man take care of a woman? And if he does, what type and why? Yes, he should take care of the woman if he see that woman as wife material, not as a cut buddy, not as a girlfriend, and not as a live-in, but he see this woman as a wife. I love you, my brother. I love you, my sister. Peace out.